So if you guys were on my live the other day, you might have saw me opening the pack of Atelier Fragrances. I went through 8 or 10 different fragrances and I picked out the ones that I liked and which I'm going to do the full video of today. They include 4 different Atelier fragrances that I find to be useful in my collection. And so without further ado, let's get it. Alright my dudes, welcome back to my channel. This is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back with another fragrance video. Before I get into the video, as always, if you do like my content, please go give the subscribe and like buttons a little skippity pap, as well as comment below. Let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances, what you like about them, or if you have any questions about them, I'd be happy to answer. So in this video, again on my live the other day, I went through, I told you guys I opened up a pack that I was sent of 8 different Atelier fragrances. They were all 4 milliliters. A review of all of these Atelier fragrances. I went through, did my first impressions on them, let you know what I thought of them. 4 of them I really was not a big fan of, so I sent them as a giveaway to you guys, and I kept the other 4 for this video. They are Pomelo Paradis, Orange Sanguine, Clementine California, and Vanille Insensee. So I'm going to be doing a full review of all 4 of those. I do want to let you know the first 3 are all going to be spring and summer fragrances, daytime. They're all around 5 to 6 hours and 2 hours of moderate projection. Literally across the board, all of them are like that except for the Vanille Insensee. And for all 4 of these, the dry downs are pretty much the same as the opening outside of maybe a few notes. I wanted to throw that out there so we could pretty much get it out of the way, that I don't need to go through the performance for most of them except for the Vanille Insensee, and all of them are going to be advertised as unisex. So the first one I'm going to talk about here is by, again, Atelier Fragrances. I was looking up for all of these, whether they were eau de toilette, eau de parfums, because it never said anything on the box. All it says on all of them is Cologne Absolu, and anywhere I looked, that's pretty much all I could find. I did find one that said eau de parfum, so I'm going to just stick with Cologne Absolu or eau de parfum. You guys let me know if you know any different, but that's what I got from this. So Pomelo Paradis, the main notes that you get in this are pink grapefruit, black currant, amber, and vetiver. It's advertised as an aromatic citrus fragrance, and I've told you about this already on my live that this is one of my new favorite fragrances for the spring and summer during the daytime, and one of my favorite grapefruit fragrances. So I don't like grapefruit fragrances, as you guys know, like the light blue Forever, or even though that one's not bad, light blue Italian Love, I hate. I don't like the rindy grapefruit. I like the citrus grapefruit. And as far as that's concerned, this is up there with the citrus grapefruit fragrances like Bleu de Chanel, except for this is more of a tropical citrus grapefruit. So you get that mixing together with a little bit of this sweetness, a little bit of this tropical vibes, and then all of a sudden you get some vetiver and amber mixed in there within about 3 to 5 minutes of the fragrance opening, and it stays there the entire time. The fragrance is a grapefruit citrus sweet fragrance with a little bit of that resinous amber and a little bit of the dry vetiver. That's the fragrance from the opening to the closing. There's not much of a difference in there. You get a little bit of the stickiness coming in later down the road, but really, again, doesn't change much from the opening to the dry down. If you like sweet citrus fragrances, you will definitely like this. It's really nice. One that I would definitely recommend to anybody who likes those type of fragrances, or if you like to open up a grapefruit and you smell it and you like that smell, that is what you get with this fragrance. And pretty much any of these fragrances, Orange Sanguine, if you open up an orange, that's what you get. Clementine California, if you open up a clementine, that's what you get. All right, so the next one on my list is going to be the Orange Sanguine. Again, this is a 4 milliliter. And this is advertised as a citrus and fresh fragrance, and the main notes that you get here are blood orange, bitter orange, blood mandarin, geranium, tonka bean, and sandalwood. So in the opening, what you get is just a straight up orange. If you cut it in the middle, it doesn't matter if it's a blood orange, a regular orange. This smells more like if you were just opening up an orange that you would get at the store. And it's super refreshing because if you eat an orange, if you've eaten an orange, you know it still has those watery notes to it where it really hydrates you. It's really refreshing, and that's what this smells like. The only difference, and I told you it doesn't really change from opening to dry down, about 5 minutes in, the vanilla and sandalwood come in, giving it this like creamy aromatic, and it almost turns it into like an orange creamsicle, but a very natural orange creamsicle. If you like that type of smell, you will really like this. Again, it doesn't project heavily like all of the other ones. It's just going to be one that's really nice. All of these, my wife says smell like more like candles than actual fragrances, but they do smell good on you. I do like this, and I do agree with what she says. It smells like an orange creamsicle candle of some sort, but it is really, really nice, and one that I have worn out in the heat. It just doesn't project that well, so I prefer other fragrances over it. But with that said, Orange Sanguine is a really nice fragrance that you should definitely try out if you can find it at the right price. A lot of these are also very good layering fragrances, so if you want to add orange to Missoni Wave or to Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme or something like that, that's a really good pair. If you want to add Clementine, or if you want to add grapefruit to anything, it would actually be really good. So the next one on my list, speaking of Clementine, is Clementine California, which I've heard a lot of really good things about this, so I was going into it expecting to absolutely love this fragrance and this to be number one. Even though Pomelo Paradis is my number one now, I'm actually going in order of the ones that I like the best to the worst out of these four, even though I do like all four of these. So the main notes you get in Clementine California are clementine, juniper, star anise, sandalwood, and basil. This is advertised as a citrus aromatic fragrance, and with that said, this is the only one out of the bunch that really does have a little bit of a change, but it's really quick the way that it does it. It's like a minute in, so I don't really consider it a dry down. I just consider it a continuation of the opening. And so when you first spray it on, you get that clementine, and it smells like a clementine. It's super natural, and I was like, wow, this is really good. You get a little bit of aromatics in there as well, but then about 3 or 4 minutes in, not even, like a minute in, this star anise and basil come in to give it this real sharp greenness to it, and I don't know how I feel about it. I still like it. It's just, if that part wasn't there, I think I would like this more, but it was actually a little bit more unique than the other three here. So I have to say, the way that it goes with the sandalwood in there, the clementine, given that the sandalwood gives it a bit of aromatic woody notes, it's nice fragrance overall. It's just, I'm not sure how I feel about the star anise and basil mixture in the middle. But with that said, all around, this fragrance is really nice. So that was Clementine California, and I'm really sorry that I cut off the video, but I really had to grow my beard out for 2 days to review this next one. Actually, what really happened is Randy from 2 days ago, even though he mentioned it 5 times in this video that he was going to record 4 fragrances for you, he only recorded 3. So that idiot, I went and decided that I was going to edit it, and I only had 3 fragrances. So now I am back 2 days later with a different undershirt and different colognes behind me and a little bit longer of a beard to finally review the final fragrance for you from Atelier, that is Vanille Insensee. So this is advertised as a vanilla woody citrus fragrance, although it's more of just a vanilla ambery, slightly woody fragrance. The main notes that you get here are vanilla, oak, and amber. Really, from opening to close, this is just a creamy vanilla, resinous ambery fragrance, and mostly just vanilla. If you're cooking in the kitchen and you have vanilla extract, add a little bit of an amber resinous to it, and that is what you got, with a slight bit of woody aromatics in the base, but really not much at all. This lasts longer than all the other ones. It's about 7 to 8 hours with low to moderate projection for the first 3. I don't really like to wear this fragrance by itself as an actual fragrance or a cologne. It's more of a fall and winter fragrance, but you can wear it in spring and sometimes summer nights. But with that said, my wife, myself, and my daughter all think that this is more of like a room spray or a vanilla candle you would smell at Bath & Body Works. While it smells amazing, it's more like that. So I don't like to wear it as a fragrance itself, but with that said, I love layering it with other fragrances. I had a layering video that came out a couple days ago. This was one that I paired with a tobacco fragrance, and this fragrance does work really well. If you want to express the vanilla note in other fragrances that might have vanilla as a background note, or if it's a fragrance that has tobacco or apple or something like that, that you want to add a bit of vanilla to. This really does the trick because, again, it's very singular as far as the notes are concerned, what you're smelling from the opening to the dry down. So you're just going to add some sweet vanilla notes to any other fragrance, and it works really well in doing that. So I do like to wear it as that, and I actually will buy a full bottle of this just for that reason, because it does layer so well. But again, from the opening to the close, it's just a vanilla ambery fragrance, a little bit resinous, a little bit sticky, a little bit creamy, really nice from opening to dry down. And there's nothing else really to say about it. It's a subtle fragrance, not one that's going to overly project, not one that's going to overly offend. People are going to think you smell nice. It's unisex. Women and men will like it. My wife actually wore this to work today. So with that said, those are the 4 fragrances. Again, my favorite of all of them, and the one that I would wear all the time, is Pomelo Paradis. That grapefruit note is just next to none. So good. Clementine California could be better if the opening stayed a little bit longer and the dry down didn't have that herbaceous notes in it. But with that said, it's still really good. And Orange Sanguine is like a orange creamsicle with a really nice natural orange opening. So you guys make your decision. If you've tried these out, let me know in the comments below which ones you like. If you've tried them before, again, if you want to go check out my lives, they're always up. I did one about 3 or 4 weeks ago where I went over all 8, and I also told you the other 4, like Cloud Atlas, there was something lemon. I did a bunch of other ones, and if there is any other Atelier fragrances you want me to review, also comment that below. And other than that, just comment, like, and subscribe, and I will be back with another one. So, peace.